All right, so now you need to move the PDFs to a zip file, rename them, and um, save that zip file. So let me show you how to do that. You're going to go to the J drive, and if you want, you can look at past editions and kind of see how they did it, and I'll show it to you just really briefly so that you can get a sense of what it looked like or what it will look like. So last year, if we go to any of these months, you should find a PDF folder. And on that PDF folder, there's a couple ways to do this. It's actually best if you name it with a 0 first and do 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and then obviously when you get to 10, don't do 0, 1, 0, but then 10, 11, 12, because when you actually put those into the zip folder, sometimes they can get like jostled around if they're not numbered correctly. So what you'll do is name them the same, 01 Jesuit Chronicle. And this is what it would look like inside your PDF folder. And obviously yours would be, let's bring up another one. Your current one doesn't really exist yet. But over here, if we look at yours and you have your PDF folder, obviously yours is empty. It should look like this toward the end. You won't have a combined one because that's something I do on my end, so don't worry about that. But you should have 16 pages. Please double check to make sure that it is the most current page. Otherwise, that could be pretty bad when it prints off. Obviously, it wouldn't be the most current, and then problems happen. So just double check that before you finish it all. Okay, but let's imagine, just for the sake of kind of doing this, I'm going to copy and paste these into here. So let's imagine that you finished. Late Night was a super success. It was awesome. Congratulations, all that good stuff. Now what you're going to do is make sure you've named them all. Okay, so I'm going to go through, and if you want to rename, right, you can just click and then kind of lightly click again, or you can right click and rename down here and then go 03. And then actually, I think if you push shift, I don't know. Okay, but anyway, lightly click and you can go through each one and do 04, etc. Okay, so you're going to go all the way down through those. Double check them, look at them, just briefly click one and open it up, and it should, pop up here in your PDF, and you look at it and go, okay, that's looking like the final one. Very good. Super. Okay, then all you're going to do is you have a couple options. You can left click and pull, and it'll select it all, or you can do Control A and it selects it all. But make sure they're all selected, make sure they're numbered correctly. Right click on that selection, and you're going to send to a compressed zipped folder. That's going to compress them all and make them so that you can submit it, and it is a much kind of smaller file. Now notice it just names it something kind of weird. So this is where you got to name it. In this case, it'd be October 2017 Jesuit Chronicle. And then you're good to go there. This is the file that you're going to upload to Oregon Lithoprint. In that other video, you see how to do that. But it's crucial that this is the file you see there. And again, it would have 16 of these, not 12. I'm going to delete all this because I don't want you to see that and get confused in the J drive. So I'll delete this for now, and you'll have those there. In my PDF video for all the editors, I just instructed them to make their PDFs in their page. I think that makes more sense because then you would go through and grab them. And an easy way to just check it is look at that date modified and make sure it's the most recent PDF. Don't trust necessarily what they write on the title, because sometimes people title them strange things like latest or new or whatever, and it isn't actually the most recently modified. So just double check that. Again, it's really just about, it sounds redundant, I'm sorry to like go over it 4 or 5 times, but it's just about making sure it's the most recent one, because that's always such a disappointment when you get it and you're like, oh no, there are all these errors because we PDF'd the wrong one, we grabbed the wrong one. So again, thanks for doing it. Great job. You'll make that zip folder and then check out that video about how to upload it to Oregon Lithoprint, and then you're done. Pat yourself on the back. Great job. This is why they pay you the big bucks to be editor-in-chief. So I hope everything went well. Yeah, and I will see you next week when we unveil this thing. Feel free to email me, text me, whatever, if you have issues. And